Welcome back everyone for a brand new video review, and this week I have just received the NECA Dark Horse Predator for the 25th anniversary of the very first Predator comic. Now, the very first Predator comic came out in 1989, and the 25th anniversary was actually last year, not 2014. So, we are a little bit behind, so for, all those wondering if the dates are off, but we finally do have this incredible figure by NECA, another addition to the Predator line. This one isn't really in any series or wave of the Predator figures. It's kind of a standalone exclusive or standalone figure in the waves. But let's get right to it and take a closer look at the packaging to start off. As you can see, the front cover of the package is a direct replica of the 1989 comic, and I actually do have the comic here as well, a graded copy, and as you can see it stands just about the same size, a little bit bigger. The package is a little bit bigger than that, and it does come with actually a mini reprint of the comic, which we'll take a look at when I open up the packaging. And as you can see, NECA stuck very true to the original cover. I'm sure they scanned it and just enhanced the image, made a few, cleaner colors and cleaner lines and everything. But nonetheless, it is practically a direct replica put on the package. And then taking a closer look at the bottom, we do see where it says that we have the reprint of this one. Let me get that focused, sorry about that. So as you can see, it says it includes an exclusive reprint of the original 1989 Predator comic book #1. So that'll be really cool. I'm actually hoping to take that to San Diego Comic-Con with me next week. I'm not sure if CGC has any size requirements when grading, but that would be really cool to have that graded as well. Taking a look at the side, we just see the cover basically wrapping around. NECA did extend the cover to wrap around the sides of the packaging, and it just says Predator here with the NECA logo at the bottom and the Dark Horse 25th anniversary at the top. On the back we do have some images of the upcoming Alien lines. I actually don't follow the Alien lines, so I'm not sure if these have been released yet, but let me get that zoomed in for those of you that do. We do see Ripley at the top, along with Compression Suit Ripley and Dallas, and then some more Ripley and other figures like Bishop and the Genocide Warrior at the bottom. And on the bottom half of the packaging we do see all the upcoming Kenner line, or the previous Kenner line I should say, along with the AVP Predators including Scar, Celtic, and Chopper. So turning it back to the other side, it is just the same thing as the previous side. And then this does have the opening flap where you can see they did include a page from the comics. I actually have not read this comic, which I should probably have done, or I should do right after this. But again, it's just a direct scan from the comic. And on the interior we do have a more deep set packaging with the Predator almost in the cover pose, and as you can already see, the colors are just phenomenal on this, and we do see the city backdrop along with the birds and the pillar that he's standing on here to represent the cover as well. So let's get this Predator out of the packaging and take a closer look at the figure. Alright, we have opened up the Dark Horse Predator, and as you can see, just like the comic book cover, this is an absolute beautiful rendition of our favorite Predator of all time, the original Predator from the 1989 comic. And just looking at all three of these comics, all three of these versions, we have the original comic on the right, the reprint mini comic behind on the left, and then the Dark Horse Predator standing in the front. NECA did a phenomenal job at capturing just about every detail, every color, every aspect that we saw in the original Predator #1 cover. So before I get into the actual figure, let's take a look at the mini comic reprint. And the very first thing I am very upset about, right here in the front you can see a defect or an error of some kind. It actually feels like there was some kind of sticker on this cover, and when you peel off a sticker it leaves that residue. That's what it feels like, and I'm really bummed. I was talking to a friend on Facebook just a moment ago, and he said he had a tear on the back of his cover, or on the back of his comic. Luckily I don't have any tears, and the interior seems all in well shape. But I'm really bummed that this had to come on the front smack dab in the middle, or on the off center of the comic. So I just tweeted to Randy. Hopefully he will be able to send a new comic, or when I stop by their booth at Comic-Con, they'll be able to give me a new one. But nonetheless, this is an absolute awesome addition to the comic, or to the comic set here. And again, as I said, it's a direct reprint, a mini reprint of the original comic. Everything is just about the same. I don't see any real enhancements to it. Of course, with the modern printers and modern technology, it does look better. There are a few differences here. It just says issue 1 as opposed to the original, where it showed the price of it being $225 US and $280 Canada. So that is one difference that I do notice. Other than that, at the bottom too, we don't see the copyright and the 20th Century Fox copyright at the bottom. And the back as well has a clean image of the cover without the titles or logos, and as opposed to the original back, which had an ad for, let's check that real quick, I guess for another comic, for The Abyss. So of course they can't reuse the same ad from 25 years ago. And then just taking a quick look through it, everything is a direct reprint. We have the same pages, everything in the glossy white paper. And then just going in the back, we do have, of course, NECA's advertisements, as opposed to regular comic book advertisements. After it finishes, we do have again the same ad as the back of the package, with the aliens and Kenner Predators, and some more Kenner Predator and Alien products right there. Let me get that more into focus. There we go. And then just the end of the Predator comic again. So let me get these two out of the way real quick, and let's jump right into the figure. So as I said again, it is a direct reincarnation of the comic book cover. And just taking a quick look at everything, it's just a gorgeous paint job on everything. NECA doesn't always do a bad job on their paints, but a few times, it either has some missed areas or the colors do seem a little bit off. If you do watch my video of the Elder version 2 review, which I compared the version 2 to version 1, I think the version 2, the paint just looked too artificial. It looked too, or not realistic enough. A lot of people said it did look closer to the movie, but I thought otherwise. And then we have the Dark Horse, which looks exactly like the comic. Of course the blue might be a little bit of a baby blue color on the mask and armor, but other than that, everything is just phenomenal on this paint. And then taking a look at the only accessory that this comes with, he does come with his staff, which has the skull and the spine. Let me get that into focus. It actually does come already attached to his hand, so you don't have to worry about it, but his hand is a little bit loose. I'm not gonna take that out now, but just taking a look, we do have the red, the bloody skull and the spike, and again with the same colors as the comic, we do have the light beige and then the brownish side of the skull, and working on the spine again the different colors as the comic. And we have what seems, I think this is hair, or yeah, I think probably the hair of whoever he killed on that too. And then just working down the staff as well, we have all the same colors, the red and everything. It might be a little bit hard to see. I hope I can enhance that on the computer, but you just see the very dark red and brownish colors, some more bones here and there. And again, taking a look at the cover, it's just, everything is just exactly the same as we have there. We have all the bones there, all the bones here. So NECA did a great job. That's one thing, again, they do a great job at actually capturing all the details and accuracies that we do see. And then taking a look at some of his jewelry or accessories, again, everything is the same. Taking a look at the comic cover, he does have both straps here and the necklace of all the bones and skeletons and spines, whatever else he does have. Taking a look down, the netting might be the only thing that's actually off from the rest of the figure. He doesn't have that much netting in the cover, or at least it's not that close to one another and that tight on him. Especially on the legs, you can really see that difference if you take a look at that. Let me zoom out to get the cover or the comic back in. The reprint actually makes it look even less than the original. So let me get that into view real quick, if we can all see that. So as you can see, it's more spread out and just less lines, as opposed to, you know, here. Of course, we are getting a recast of a usual Predator figure, but you know, it's really no big deal. We do know Predators have the netting, so it's not like this Predator didn't have any netting on him whatsoever. And getting a look at the armor and the mask and the upper body, you know, we do see all the different shades of blue. We have more of a grayish color here, some black and red on the top, and the blue hues and everything on the armor and the plasma cannon. Turning him around too, we do have the multi-colors on both the plasma and the wrist gauntlet here. We have the more burgundy brownish color going through from the staff, as well as the bottom half of his hand, his arm, and the back of his body. So I want to say, if I didn't actually buy the NES or the video game version of the Predator, but I'm assuming that's how this was designed after too. You know, we had the completely different coloring on the back. So again, I didn't really look through the comic. I'm not sure if in the actual comic he does have the red back, or you know, the back portion of his body is red. Let me try to find a real quick page right here. Actually, I don't even think in the comic he has the actual same color, so it is just based off the cover. And actually here we do see more of the red, a brighter red, but as opposed to the cover, we do have the more brownish red on the back there. So again, you know, NECA was able to capture all the different shades with the darker colors there. Let me get that into the light. You know, more brown. It's basically your standard Predator. Everything does look great on it. And going over here to the wrist blades, I actually kind of bent that getting it out. It got caught on the plastic, so it's no issue. Just do be careful when you are taking it out of the packaging. And as you can see, the wrist blades are a more even more of a baby blue color than the rest of the armor is. And we get some more red on the torso here, or the upper torso, some red throughout the legs. And again, with the shin armor and the calf armor and the knees, it is the blue and red differentiations from the front and back. And then taking a look at the feet as well, we do have both feet different colors. Even on the cover, you can see the one foot is the more pinkish red, as opposed to the yellow, red, and brown on the other foot. So color-wise, you know, NECA did a fantastic job capturing all the colors that we do see on the cover, as we did anticipate being able to pose this the same way as the cover. So it'll be a great display for anyone who has the original comic, and now with the mini comic and this Predator and any other Predator #1 styles, you know, you can add to it. So let's take a quick look at the articulation. Again, everything is the same. The head is a little bit hindered with the plasma cannon as we're used to, and this one I can just pop right off, you know, again, nothing different with that. This one, they did improve from the Elder cannon. This one was very loose, and this one is much tighter, so you don't have to worry about it falling off or just falling down. Getting a look at that. And the head does have very good motion left to right and up and down. The shoulders we can move forward and back and out and in. There's no bicep swivel, but there is an elbow swivel and single joint. And again with the wrists as usual, and the wrist blades do go in and out. We don't have any ab crunch, but we do have an ab twist right there. We have ball joints at the hips to go forward and back pretty far out, and they can twist as well. We do have double jointed knees, but the top joints are very tight, so do be careful with that. I can move the one on the other leg here. No twist as usual at the lower legs. And the feet, we do have the left and right, the pivot, and the forward and back. So getting him set up back here, you know, once again we have a fantastic addition to the Predator line. For those of you that will complain it is just another repaint, yeah, that's basically what it is. There are a few minor differences from the original versions, or you know, the original Predator figures, but that's basically what this Predator is. They took the original film Predator and made it into the comic. And this is really for the ones that enjoy the comic. They just enjoy all things Predator. So if you're going to complain about repaints, I wouldn't, suggest you buy this. But for the rest of us who are huge Predator fans, we love the comics and the movies, definitely go get this. It's not too much higher than the regular Predator prices, just about $24.99. NECA's eBay and Amazon store should have them in stock, and depending where you are located, they should have it to you within a few days of ordering. So thank you everyone for watching another video review. I'll be at San Diego Comic-Con next week, and I'll be heading straight to the NECA booth. Make sure to visit my Facebook page and enter to win a SDCC exclusive Ambush Predator. You will have until Sunday night of Comic-Con to enter to win that. And if I reach 600 likes on my page by Thursday, NECA will be giving me another exclusive to give away. So be sure to head to my page, follow and like all the instructions, and thank you for tuning in.